In the wake of this pandemic, many Americans have suffered tremendous loss of loved ones from COVID and other complications. For the minorities of this country, many healthcare disparities were revealed as many were unprepared for unexpected emergencies. It's hard to find comfort when you are faced with unexpected illness that may leave you incapacitated to make decisions. What if that illness left you in a coma, cognitively impaired, or even caused your death? Would your family or friends know what to do in case of an emergency or if you die? What if I told you a single contract between you and your family could set all your worries of future life events in order before they happen? Let's talk about it, my people. So you and your family can have a peace of mind and enjoy each other without the worries of future dreadful events. Healthcare power of attorney. Is it a good idea or bad? Let's explore. Shalom, family. Welcome and thanks for tuning in to another broadcast of Healthcare Talk Live on the Black and Healthy Restoring Black America channel on YouTube. I am your host, Juwanda Smith, registered nurse case manager, and today I have my good friend, Miss Kitty Boyd. She's an RN coming in from Las Vegas. How are you today, Miss Kitty?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, hanging in there. It's just so much going on in the world right now.
Yes, it is. A lot going on.
Well, today, family, I just wanted to talk to you briefly. I won't have you here too long, but Kitty and I are going to share some information regarding healthcare power of attorney and power of attorney, living will, advanced directives, and just things to prepare towards the end of life and end of care. And also to prepare for medical emergencies such as the COVID pandemic. Um, I personally lost many family members during COVID, um, and we found out that many were not prepared, where there was nothing put in place to instruct anyone on what to do if they became incapacitated. So I just wanted to share some information that I found on the internet that anyone could actually look up. And if you had any questions regarding those things, I'm going to share my screen if I can get it to share. um, how's the weather there in Las Vegas? Because I know it's freezing here.
Oh no, it was really, really nice today. It's been nice all week. I was sitting out on the back in short pants and flip flops. That's how nice it is.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, see, it started snowing here today. So,
Really?
it's crazy. So, yeah, we had big old flakes this morning. So, I just wanted to show this. This is on legalzoom.com, and it talks about the durable power of attorney. I'm just going to read a few things here. It says a power of attorney authorizes someone else to handle certain matters, such as finances or health care, on your behalf. If a power of attorney is durable, it remains in effect if you become incapacitated, such as due to illness or accident. Durable powers of attorney help you plan for medical emergencies and declines in mental functioning and can ensure that your finances are taken care of. Having these documents in place helps eliminate confusion and uncertainty when family members have to make tough medical decisions. So, I'm just going to stop sharing that for a second. So, Kitty, in your experiences as an REN, um, have you found that most patients are prepared in this information or they're not? I can't hear you. You're
They
so.
are not prepared.
Oh,
They are totally clueless as to what's going on. The family members are not prepared. And what we see in the hospital setting is a lot of arguments and people not being taken care of the way that they should, or delaying care because of the family members trying to make a decision as to what it is that they're supposed to do. They are not prepared, and it's really, really sad that they're not.
yeah. And the problem is, you see it in long-term care because most of my career was in long-term care and the community,
Hmm.
and it's the same there. Dad dies unexpectedly. They may have the insurance or they may not to bury. You find out that dad didn't want, mom wanted him on a tube feed and dad didn't want to be on a tube feed. So those are things that should be put in place ahead of time. Um, what would you advise about the best time to put those things in place? What would you say?
I would, a lot of people, they like to wait when they get older. I
Mhm.
would not suggest that because tomorrow is not promised to you. So I would suggest that you would do it as soon as possible because anything can happen. And, what we do is that we go in and we speak with the client. We tell them what it is that we do, and we give them the definitions as to like what you're doing now, so
Mhm.
they can be educated as to what's going to be happening. And a lot of people think that once they give up, the power of attorney, that is automatic. But you have to be incapacitated. You have to not be able to make decisions for yourself. So that's where we come into play in getting all of that paperwork and getting everything together for you. So I would think the best thing is for you to do it as soon as possible to get that taken care of. It saves a lot of time, it saves a lot of anger, frustration, and your family, they can handle things much better when they know where they stand. Because a lot of family members don't want to make those hard decisions, and it's just but they're being made to make those decisions when you can have someone from the outside or a designated person to come, to say, well, this is what she wanted and this is what we're going to do.
And I know what comes up a lot in my area, because I work in the community, you find a lot of people who don't have family at all. They don't have nieces, nephews, no children. They've never been married. And now they're disabled, they're older. And they feel a lot of my clients have said they just feel like whatever when they die, they're just gonna be thrown away in a pine box somewhere
Hmm.
and no one to know of them. And these are the people that I try to reach to get them because even if you don't have any family, you can have a lawyer draw up these papers.
Hmm.
It may cost, and there are things, if you're a senior citizen, you can go through legal aid to actually get that taken care of um, for little of no cost or practically free if you qualify, because I know they go by your income. with legal aid, but that is a resource for at least the senior citizens that don't have family. They can go to legal aid to get a living will set up, which tells basically what kind of medical treatments you would want and what you don't want. I think it's very good to put a living will in place, just so your family members and friends or significant others will know that no, I don't want to be intubated. I don't want to be hooked up to life support. I do not want a tube feed. If I can't feed myself, these are the things I know. Currently, I'm going through that situation personally, and I do know my husband's wishes because he made those things clear to me when, prior to the events that's going on right now. So I do understand, and that's one reason why I brought this forth today because it is, I can say my husband is a great example of someone being very prepared. He had a living will in place. He has a living will in place. I know what he doesn't and what he does do, what treatments he wants to do and what he doesn't. So a lot of times I can tell the doctors, no, he's not going to do that. No, that even if he's still alert, but may sometimes you're so ill you can't even answer a question even though you're alert.
Right.
So I'm there so I can speak on his behalf. And those are a good thing for, I encourage all minorities to have an advocate or someone that they trust as a power of attorney to help them out. And it's better if it's a family member because then there's no questions in the family because I have seen some horrific stories over the 25 years of nursing. I've seen family members actually start fighting at the nursing homes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and dad is laying there practically, transitioning into death, and they're arguing about who's going to get the car and who should stay in the house because I stayed in the house because I took care of that. So you have to put those things in place. I don't want my children trying to claw themselves to death when I'm gone.
Hmm.
And I would think I raised them better than that to do that, but you never know with children.
No, you never know.
No,
You
I
know,
just, oh, go ahead.
oh, I know. I know you deal with the long term care aspect of it, and mainly I've been dealing with the hospital part of it. But I remember a case in long term care where the patient had been a patient there for like maybe 5 or 6 years, diabetic, um, and the family felt that she was using up all of the money because this was a private pay patient.
Mm,
And the family came in, had a talk with the doctor, and wanted all the medication stopped. Pain medication, medicine for diabetes, medicine for hypertension. They wanted all of that stopped. This lady could not make decisions for herself. Um, and so we had to do what the family wanted us to do because they were the healthcare power of attorney.
mm,
And the lady she just died. She died within a week in pain. There's nothing we can do for her. But a lot of the people that I have dealt with, they don't trust their family. And these are people that have lots and lots of money, and people that have huge life insurance policies, but they don't trust their families to make the right decision, the decision that's in the best interest for them.
mm,
So they would prefer to have someone on the outside to take care of their health care needs to make that decision for them. And sometimes it's just best. It's not good to mix, both together with the healthcare power of attorney and the financial part. It's not good to mix both of those together to where both people, to where family members each have a responsibility to take care of one. It's always good to have someone on the outside really to take care of the health care part, because the family members at the end of the day, a lot of family members is about the money,
Mhm.
and they would make those decisions in their best interest and not in the family's best interest. I've seen a lot of cases like that, and I've seen a lot of people that don't trust their family to make those healthcare decisions.
And that's absolutely sad that, that, well, at least as healthcare professionals, we were empathetic and we don't get involved personally
Mm-hmm.
with our clients because like I said, I've seen horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, that is another avenue is to have, even though you may not have it, it may be easier, especially if you already know the discord in your family. Most people know when they have a family that's going to fight over things. And it
Mm-hmm.
would be good to, have an outsider like a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
to just set everything up. And that's something that I'm evaluating right now with my own children.
Right, right, right.
Because, just to know who would be the most responsible to, I'm thinking about that right now, and I'm 49. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to be honest, I could have put it in place with all the health problems I've had over the years. I could have put it in place about 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like I'm behind.
Yes, yeah.
So in making those decisions. So I really wanted to bring this broadcast out to everyone today because uh, COVID is still blaring. People are still dying from it. It's hard to. I hear so many different statistics. I don't even listen to them anymore. I just advise people to protect themselves,
Yes.
and try to boost your immune system and just continue to use universal precautions. And I do encourage people to continue to wear the mask. And you know, because things are just happening. I mean, I've had family members die of COVID, and I've had family members die of other complications.
Mm-hmm.
And the minority and the Black communities, we really suffered during this time because a lot of us are missing healthcare because of insurance, money, other access, and being homeless. So there's so many things out there that needs to be talked about, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
Get these things in place before something happens,
Yes.
so you won't have everyone scrambling trying to figure out what to do for you. That's the one thing why we brought out about having life insurance, just because I keep getting notifications every day. This person passed away. My brother, he posts every day on Facebook about one of his uh, buddies from school, high school, passed away. Now, my brother's only 7 years older than me, and these are men and women in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a family member of my husband was in her 30s and just passed away.
Wow.
His great niece. So it's you never know, and it's always a good thing to have these things in place. I wanted to share a quick video from a lawyer who's going to give a quick explanation on what a power of attorney does. And she's also going to explain the time limit and certain things that you should look for before you put a power of attorney in place. It's a very good video I found on YouTube, and it's not that long. So She speaks very precise and concise about the situation. So let me see if I can get that to act right.
Okay.
It's always something with this computer. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me start that. And okay.
And everyone was kind of scrambling around because this was unexpected and they were unprepared. They called me wanting to get a power of attorney so that they could make decisions for their family member. And at that point, unfortunately, it was too late. So I'm finding that a lot of people have been caught off guard, particularly in light of COVID-19. There have been a lot of unexpected hospitalizations, but once you have someone that goes into the hospital and becomes incapacitated, you can no longer do anything at that point. I would just advise anyone to go ahead and get it taken care of. It's a really simple process here at our office. We have you fill out some paperwork, come in, meet with me, make sure I understand what you want done, and we get your documents to you really quickly, and it's really easy.
The reason I wanted to share that is because uh, the point she made was the person came into the hospital already incapacitated.
Get the Peloton app by November
sorry.
21st,
I thought
and it's free for the
stop
rest of the year.
that. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the person had came into the hospital already incapacitated. So at that point, it was already too late because there was nothing in place prior to. And, they came up to the office trying to get something in place, but the patient is now incapacitated. So they can't legally put anyone in place at that point. So it's best while you still have your sound mind and body,
Hmm.
make these decisions. It, you know, why talk to your family? See, I don't know what questions you need to ask them to see. Your family,
Hmm.
but who are responsible and who aren't. Would it be better to put a lawyer in place? It may be, especially if you have a fair amount of assets and you don't want the children or the great grandchildren or the grandchildren to fight over things. I do recall hearing an article one time about Ray Charles when he died. He put in his will. Now he had 11 kids. Now he only had three by his actual wife, but the entertainers and everything. But he had multiple children throughout the years, and to keep them from fighting, he wrote in the will how much each one of them was going to get.
Hmm.
Now, and that was a good thing because they couldn't argue and they all got the same amount, at least the ones outside the marriage. Now, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure the kids by his wife may have gotten a little bit more, but the other ones, I think he gave them $1 million apiece. So it's like they really couldn't argue about that kind of thing.
Hmm.
I wouldn't argue about $1 million, but do you have anything else to add, Cheryl? To anything to advise our audience on what to do if they're
Just
thinking about power of attorney?
right. If before you make that big step, just sit back and think who would be the person that you could really trust to make those healthcare decisions. It is most important. And just write down the things that you want to have done or the things that you don't want to have done so they can follow those instructions to the letter because it's really, really important. That's a very, very important decision. That's like buying a that's like buying a house. That's a life decision in
Mhm.
making sure that you have the right healthcare power of attorney.
And I also want to include in that end of life burial. Some
Yeah.
people have a specific faiths, and it's good to put, I know I'm putting that in my will because I want to be buried specifically in a certain way. So I'm going to put that in the will so they'll know
Right, right,
that's how, and I'll already have the arrangements made.
right.
So all they got to do is make sure they call the funeral home and tell them to come pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, and so Kitty and I, we do advise nurse healthcare consulting. We also do healthcare power of attorney. We help get those things in place for you, show you the resources. We can also provide the paperwork for you. There are ways to get it online, but if you don't have a computer or anything, you can go. We will provide our contact information in the description area
Mm-hmm.
of the video. And also, you can also go to countrylivinginthecity.com to the events page and sign up for the newsletter. The newsletter it asks you what information that you need from us regarding healthcare power of attorney, living will, advance directives, such as do not resuscitate order. You can put those things in place. If you don't want to be resuscitated, you have to put those things in place ahead of time.
Yes.
Also, you can consult your physician. Your PCP will be the best person to talk to, who's aware of all your chronic conditions. Um, if you're terminal, I would get those things in place, or if there's no other treatments that you're going to go through. These are all the plethora of things that you need to think about before you put the power of attorney in place. So Kitty and I are available for that information, and would we would love to serve you. So just and also if you send us your email address on the newsletter. Uh, I wanted to share that we'll be hosting Zoom classes on various topics: growing financial wealth, starting a business using social media. We give resources of a lot of things, and I just wanted to show. I'm trying to get this thing to share, and it's not sharing. Okay, but I wanted to show you what our ad looks like, and it's just it's hello friends, make extra income working from home on social media, planting seeds for financial growth. It's for the young and the old. You may be retired from a job and want to make some extra income. Please contact us. Um, Also, we help you make plans before it's too late. So we would love you to contact us if you need some information. And we do Zoom classes. And right here, you will just join the discussion, and we will make sure that you get the information that you need as promptly as possible. So, you have anything else, Miss Kitty, to
That
share?
is it. That is it.
That is it. Well, I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Just think about what we said, try to get those things in place, be as prepared as possible so there will not be any discord between your family. And then you and your family can rest easy and you won't have to worry about it. But as always, my family, my people, I love you. Take care of yourself, be safe, and I'll talk to you again. Shalom. Good
Shalom.
night.